Get ready, cause it's about time for you to speak your mind. Secret Girls Club. Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday Super Secret Girls Club. This is Navi.
Marqueta.
And we have a guest here, Jaime Lamping. Am I saying that right, Lamping?
You got it, like camping, but with an L.
Oh, I love it. She's here. She's locally here from 8th Day Distillery, that is local based. So we just wanted to invite her and I guess go over what the distillery does and what you're doing in your life and how it can help other people listening to us and just have an informal conversation.
Yes.
All right,
Go
let's
from
do
there.
We found out that we have a lot of supporters here that love alcohol.
Yes.
We recently worked with a whiskey company on a promo.
Yeah.
And we ended up selling out of those.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I think that a lot of people will be interested in
Yeah.
this conversation.
Perfect.
Yeah, things we are finding out. We are nerds, but also love alcohol. Like, okay, we found that Venn diagram that works perfectly for
It's
us.
a circle.
It is. So, Jaime, tell us a little bit about yourself. So, you are co-owner for the 8th Day Distillery. What is 8th Day Distillery and why is it called 8th Day?
All right. My husband and I opened 8th Day Distillery. We signed our lease in 2015. We have an amazing team.
Yeah.
We're small, but we're mighty. We called it 8th Day. We just called it The Distillery for like 2 years.
Yeah.
We were both working full time, and my husband traveled a lot for corporate America and would go to the West Coast often,
Gotcha.
visited a lot of different breweries, came home and said, we're going to open a brewery. And I told him, you're insane. No, we're not. So then all of these wonderful breweries started opening. Sun King, we got involved with the Brewers Guild and started working festivals. Then he kept traveling. We would talk about it, but not serious talk.
Just in passing. Like, think we should do.
We should do this.
Yeah, but like, yeah, sure.
Like, we're in our 20s. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, fast forward a few years later, he keeps traveling and then he's going to different distilleries. West Coast is always more ahead of the times than us.
Yeah.
So he came home and he said, we're not going to make beer. We're going to make whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're insane. So we
It's getting
talked
insane.
about it for a long, long time. And then I basically told him to shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
So kicked him off the ledge. We decided to call it 8th Day Distillery because we were still working full time. We just needed an extra day in the week, an 8th day to work on our passion project.
Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love
I love
that.
it. We all need 8th day in a week
Yeah.
to
Right.
do things. That's
Wouldn't
perfect.
you love to have an extra day
Oh,
to
yeah.
do whatever you wanted?
I would love to have any extra time.
Sleep, drink, whatever.
Anything, any
Yeah.
extra time I can day. That's actually an amazing name for a distillery. I didn't realize that's where it came from, but that's actually perfect. That's good. So distillery, is it because you guys, like your husband wanted to make whiskey or just in general, everything that comes with distillery? Because that's a huge venture to take on.
It is. And there's a lot of different spirits that you can make.
Yeah.
So we are under the Artisan Distillery umbrella.
Okay.
So our bar is a little bit different. Everything that we serve, we have to make in regards to spirits.
Gotcha.
So we have a lineup. We launched the market with our rum and our gin
Okay.
as we socked bourbon away because, that takes time.
Yeah.
So we just have lots and lots of barrels since inception. So since we started making whiskey in 2017,
Gotcha.
we around 4th of July timeframe of this year, we will fill barrel 1,000.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be a milestone. And
Congratulations.
yeah, we'll take a little video and put it out there on all
Yeah.
the social webs.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So you guys said that you did this as a part-time. When did you move from part-time being a full, I'm assuming you're full-time now.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
when did that transition happen and how did that look like?
So my husband worked still as a contractor and he worked part-time, but he was able to work remote. So he was full-time for a while,
Yeah.
but still had other obligations. But he was officially full-time in 2019.
Okay.
And then I was officially full-time just last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How does that feel being full-time now?
It feels great.
Yeah. Like something you were doing. Did that, I guess, cut down your hours you were spending, or is it still the same hours, just one thing now?
It was still the same hours. It just doesn't feel as chaotic. Well, I should rephrase that. That depends on the week with everything else going on. But no, it's great. It was bittersweet. I loved my job that I had and missed that office. But yeah, this is where we need to be.
Nice. When did you become full-time? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
It was in 2017 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody here started part-time and then slowly one by one, like, all right,
Yeah.
we need this.
Yeah.
Become part-time, but
I feel like every time we talk to a business owner, it's kind of like always like similar story to
transition.
ours.
Yeah.
It's like a very slow transition. I really wish there was something I could do that I'm just gonna like, I am full-time here.
yeah.
Right.
But that rarely ever happens. Yeah.
No, and having a full-time job that's remote is helpful. At least, like, I think that kind of helped during pandemic as well, with a lot of people being remote. It's like, okay, I can spend this time a little bit else that I might enjoy, and then see if that can be turned to full-time. So that's really good. But that's good. So Jamie, I was reading your website. So you spearhead events and pop-ups and all like that stuff. Is that where your background is, or is that something you wanted to do and it gave this opportunity? Oh no.
I worked for a dentist.
Okay. Oh wow.
In people's mouths all the time. So nope, totally different.
Okay.
My husband and I complement each other very well. He's more of an introvert. I'm more of an extrovert.
Perfect.
So, I doing outside stuff and bringing other people. We want to collab with people who are doing cool things in the city. So having different pop-ups or inviting people in to do different markets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So was your husband's job kind of in the same sphere of like service or distilling?
Service, no. But he is a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
So he loves to nerd out about all of the like science and chemistry part of
So it works
distilling.
out perfectly for him. Yeah.
Yes. So it's very mechanical. Just he ran a lot of the steam lines that go to our equipment.
Awesome.
We wear all of the hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's helpful, especially like because my understanding is distillery and brewery, there is a lot of science that goes behind it. Like a mechanic, you have to be so precise. Because all I know is from Chris when he worked in Sun King, and it's like, this is how much time you need this, and when needs to be done. It's like, I don't know, it just went over my head.
Yeah.
Just give me alcohol and I'm fine. Go from there.
He does tours and tastings that are scheduled, and he's
Nice.
like tries to feel the group out, or sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, we went to Rose Holman, or we went to I'm an engineer, and he's like, yes, I can geek out with you.
Like, we can go full force, like full potential unleashed. I love it. What are your favorite events that you may have put out, or are there events that around Indianapolis that you love attending and being there?
So we do both off-site and on-site events.
Yeah.
We actually just signed a lease and we acquired 19,000 more square feet.
Oh wow.
So we will have an area for a barrel house. We will have an area for storage, and then we'll have we're adding on 2,000 square feet for events.
Oh nice.
So we'll be able to utilize that space early fall. To host more things. We always do twice a year. We do an event with this gal named Conti. She's awesome, and she's a plant freak. And she brings in rare species of plants and other vendors that we have come in. And we have like a pottery gal, a clay earring person, a woodworker, a little propagation station. And it's just a lot of fun, and she brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, we need more event space in Indy, so that's like a very good venture idea to go into for sure. Like I think Indianapolis, like this is growing. People are looking things to do, so
Yeah.
that's always expanding.
It'll be very raw, but it'll be like, oh, come have a birthday party.
Exactly.
Or,
Yeah, you just need a space that's like
Right.
outside of your house because you don't
Right.
want to make mess of your own house.
So I'm assuming that your expansion is happening like within the CCIC building.
Yes.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we will be essentially from us all the way to Foaling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, people who are listening who are not in Indianapolis, CCIC building is just this building that a lot of people know and don't know at the same time. It's
Yeah,
like a
I would
hidden
agree.
gem. And like people I will talk to and they're like, where is that? It's like just close to Mass Ave. Like there's studios, there's artists like happening. Like we have First Friday where all the artists open up the studios. This it's just a building that has a lot of stuff happening, and then people miss it because they
yeah.
drive through. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know what this is. Like, no, stop. Listen.
Yeah.
There's over 100 different artists within the building.
That's crazy.
And like a blown glass maker, a brewery, us, Foaling, So Chatty Chocolate. Like it's just
Crazy.
a hodgepodge of like awesome other businesses.
Yeah,
And it's almost like you said, a little hidden gem.
It is definitely.
for sure. And I think that's something true for all most of the cities. Like there's always this one warehouse that has a bunch of things happening, and from outside it looks nothing. But like once you go and it's like, oh, there's
Right.
just so much that they need to advertise better or something. Like they need to do something else.
I love those projects when you like reclaim an older building that's just falling apart and try to make something out of it, because there's so many.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it just makes me so sad every time I see it. And I'm just like, there's so much potential.
Yeah, so much potential in this building.
Like, where are all the investors? Like, why are we building all these new apartment buildings that look one and the same all the
Right.
time? Like, let's do something with what we already have.
Right.
Yeah. That's actually a great segue. So, I guess the question I have, we have Midwest, I think, is a big on microbreweries and distilleries compared to West. So, getting into a distillery business, I know it can be scary because you need to know how you can set yourself apart from the other ones. So, how did you guys try to figure out like, okay, this is how we're gonna make ourselves different so people can come to us? Yeah,
question.
I guess that's where
Yeah.
I'll stop my question.
We wanted to focus on consistent quality products,
Nice.
but also have a product line that had different spirits within that product line. We didn't want to just focus on whiskey or just focus
Gotcha.
on rum.
Right.
So we launched to the market actually with our rum. There's nowhere in the
Can really get
Midwest
rum,
that's
yeah.
making a good rum. You
Yeah.
know, most of it is south. So we partnered with a 7th generation family farm down in Louisiana. We get molasses and sugarcane delivered to us. So we launched with our rum, and then we love gin and tonics. So we
Yes.
wanted to create a gin that went well with gin and tonic. So people get a lot of misconception with gin and
Yes.
think they either had a bad college experience, that it's going to taste like a Christmas tree,
So
and
agree.
and people just have this bad vendetta on
They
gin.
do.
I'm
Yeah.
like, gin is just vodka's older brother. That's
So true. I love gin, and every time I order a drink with gin, people look at me like, "Are you an old lady?" It's like, no, I just gin. Like,
so our
love
gin is
that.
very citrus forward.
Oh,
we
I like
hand
it.
zest grapefruit and lemon and ginger and
Perfect.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
Yeah. it's
So we
amazing.
wanted to try and create a community within our products as well.
Got it. So starting it out with rum, it was just essentially an advantage to like, because nobody else is doing it, let's set ourselves apart. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay.
So you mentioned like outsourcing, all the different ingredients. How do you look for, I guess, those sources? And like, what are the questions you ask yourself before you?
Well, we try and use local first. So we get like all of our corn that we use for our bourbon and whiskey down in Shelbyville, Indiana.
Of corn here.
yeah.
Oh yeah, lots of corn here.
Great.
But that's more what my husband does. Just we've created great partnerships.
Yeah.
And he went to like distiller school up in Michigan.
wow.
We
Okay.
have like a mentor that we talk
Yeah.
with monthly, and he helps like a lot of the big businesses that are down in Kentucky. So he's very
Awesome.
resourceful. And he's helped us out or pointed us in the right direction and given us different contacts too.
That's good.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, I think especially outsourcing like locally, that's
Right.
great because like I think that's what a lot of local business trying to do. Like, let's make sure if we are bringing ourselves up, let's bring all the other local businesses up together because it's a community. Like,
Right.
franchises and big businesses are different, but like local businesses, it's like we have to support each other. We have to stick together.
Exactly. I hope that all the other small distilleries can hopefully learn and realize that we're not each other's competition.
Yeah.
We want to fight against Jim Beam and the bigger brands.
For sure.
Yeah.
All of us little
Definitely.
ones can rise up
Yeah.
together.
You know, this is a very good point, and I will say just as like a customer,
Yeah.
like every time I go to an event and I see like sponsored by Tito's, I'm just like, but why?
Because they got the money.
I know, right? Yeah, but it's just like, can you could have like, I don't know, like
Done
I understand like throwing on an event is expensive. You need like sponsors that
Yeah.
will cover those expenses, but at the same time, I'm just like.
Well,
we-
even
we
just
could
like
have-
menu placement. It's like you
Yeah.
have to like pay to play, and it's like,
Like a whole thing. Yeah.
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 I think the biggest one when we went to Forbes event a few years ago. Oh my God. I think before pandemic.
Yes,
And
2019, I think.
everything was like just Tito's.
Everything was Tito's.
Yeah.
It's like special Tito's. I was like, I didn't even
If
know
I'm
they
gonna
made
do
this many.
vodka though, I'm gonna do Tito's.
I guess so, yeah. But I was like, well, this is insane.
I will not do
Well, you're from Europe, so it makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing. It's like, you made a good point. It's like distilleries and breweries, like we're not each other's competition. Each distillery brings a different environment space
Right.
that people tend like, because when I go, if I'm going out for a drink, it just depends on what kind of vibe I'm looking for.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I want to like go chill here. I'm walking by CCIC building. I want to have a drink here. And it's every brewery, every distillery has a different space and different people that are out there. I was like, oh, I want to hang out with these people and just like chill. And I love that. Like, that's one big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about something.
Yeah.
It's a little off topic. How are you familiar with the moonshine culture in Europe?
I'm not.
Oh my god. So this is probably,
Educate me.
This is probably going to be very alarming for you as a professional. But in my culture, I'm from Czech Republic. My like my dad, all my uncles, all like my
All the
male
men.
friends, they have like they make their own moonshine. But I mean, especially if you like live in a village and you have land and you like grow your own fruit.
Right.
Usually, so what my dad does, he just like gets all this fruit fermented on his own, and then he just like takes it to a guy who has the distilling equipment.
Oh,
Just
so he doesn't do it himself. Okay, so he
so
has
he like
a person.
ferments like all this stuff, like he like makes like
He gets the process
he makes the
started.
mixture,
Yeah.
like
Makes
of
sense.
the mixture
It's called a
of
ferment.
fruit.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a mash.
Yes, thank you. And then takes it to the guy. There's just like this one guy for this village that everybody goes to.
Everyone knows the guy.
the guy.
Exactly. I mean,
He's doing it all the way around.
he ends up with just like the strongest moonshine on the planet, and then just ends up mixing it with water because it's so strong that like he can't. None of us can.
Well, when it comes off the still, we cut ours with RO water as well.
Yeah.
To get it to whatever proof we either want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. So okay, so it's usually very concentrated, and then you have to cut it
Yeah.
with water just to be like, oh, this is like 70% or 60%,
Yeah.
which seems a lot. But
And
yeah.
then
Okay.
so often like after everybody's done, with their, we call it Slivovice. When you're done with your Slivovice, you start this exchange program.
Yeah.
Where everybody just needs
And
to
try
have
different
Yeah.
flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Exchange program.
And I feel like Czech people have like a little bit of an alcoholism problem, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, like people come together to just like do different taste tests, but because it's so strong, everybody gets drunk so fast.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, that's like, obviously it's illegal to distill here, but I mean, like home brewers,
Oh yeah.
like brewing your own beer
Yeah.
and like bottling it and bringing it and sharing it. That's
Yeah.
very
I just
similar.
wanted to let you know that this exists.
Oh, yeah.
if you ever come to Europe, you're probably gonna if you talk to locals,
Yeah.
someone's going to
Invite you over.
give you a very mysterious shot and just ask you to drink it.
It's so strong. I remember her dad sent a few to
I
us,
should
so
have
we
brought
drank it. Yeah, like I think after like third shot, we were gone. I was like,
God.
what is this? And this recorder is actually online, so you can see us getting faded by
super
the third
funny.
shot. It's like, this is insane. But yeah.
Sorry, back to
Oh no, you're good. It's included distilling, so I love it. So I was reading a couple of articles. So it mentioned that you guys have all woman crew bartending team.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And
It didn't start out that way.
Okay.
It just kind of
it just happened. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So I manage 8 ladies.
Okay.
So there's 2 that are full-time and
Yeah.
then the rest are part-time or have other jobs, and this is their creative outlet.
I love it.
But yeah, we are all female behind the bar at 8th Day right
I
now.
love it. So if you ever have to hire somebody, do you guys specifically look for like a female, a lady to like join,
No,
or just like it just
we've
happens?
had well, Matt included.
Yeah.
We've had 4 guys behind the bar since
Okay.
we've opened. So
Gotcha.
we're not excluding the
Yeah.
male. We just love the
just
woman
happened.
energy right now.
Makes sense. Yeah, and I think it's also going to me personally as a consumer. I feel like if I go to a distillery or bar and I see a bartender who's a lady, and it's like I feel a little bit disarmed. Not that I don't with males. It's like I'm just like, oh, this is nice. Like I can talk to you. Like this is cool. Like tell me what you like.
Yeah.
I will eat. I will drink that same thing.
Yeah, it's also I think it's very rare to have like bartending as a full-time position. So
Yeah.
it's really great
Yeah.
of you guys to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's nice. I love it. So how long you been in business now? About like
We signed our lease in 2015.
2015. So about,
We launched with our rum and then our gin in 2016.
gotcha. So about
So-
8 years you've been
Yeah.
in business.
Weird thing,
Yeah.
Indiana has a law where you could not open a bottle shop or tasting room. You had to be established in distribution for 3 years
What?
prior to opening a bottle shop or cocktail bar.
Why? Is it
when we
because like
opened.
in case you food poison somebody and like within the 3 years and then you'll be okay?
Indiana and their laws.
Indiana has
It's
the weirdest
just
laws.
so funky and like there
crazy.
seems like there's no rhyme or reason. It's just like
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. It
Yeah.
just seems like they just want to keep businesses to like specific people.
Yes.
Like
So
yeah.
during that 3-year wait, they mitigated that from 3 year to a year and a half.
Okay.
So we were like, shit, we gotta get moving.
Right.
So we opened our bottle shop and cocktail bar summer of 2018.
Okay. Oh,
So
nice.
June 17th, we will celebrate our 5-year anniversary for our bottle
nice.
shop and cocktail bar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
now knowing what you know now, are there things that you would have done differently if you have to start it all over, or you're like, okay, the way you did it would have been the best way because you learned some things along the way?
Everyone told us,
Yeah.
and by everyone, I mean Matt and I would just travel to different distilleries that had been established for a while. We drove up to Wisconsin, we
Yeah.
drove up to Michigan, we drove up to Chicago,
Yeah.
and just, do you have time to like tell us what we should and shouldn't do?
Yeah.
Everyone said, get more space than you think you need.
Okay.
And we're like, okay. They're like, get
For all
double
the
the
barrels.
space that
Oh, wow.
you think you'll need.
Yeah.
And we're like, there's no way in hell we're going to use all of this space.
Yeah, you just gonna
And
be
when we
sitting
signed
empty.
our lease, we had 7,000 square feet, and we thought, this is huge.
Yeah.
It's so much space, and now we're just hiding things in CC housing. Our landlord's probably excited we actually signed a lease.
They're
to
like, oh, you're
acquire
actually paying for this now.
So we will hopefully be a little more organized, but that was one thing that people said, get more space than you think you need. And I think we thought that there's no way we'll use all of this space.
Yeah. I guess you find when you started it and then eventually you needed to expand more because you were
Yeah.
like storing barrels and stuff.
Can people find 8th Day bottles in the shelf?
Yeah, we distribute. So also in the state of Indiana, as a distillery, you can't self-distribute. So you go through a distributor.
Okay.
So it's a
you
little
can't
different
just,
than beer
sell
and
it.
wine. So a distributor comes to 8th Day,
Yeah.
picks up what they need. They either inventory that at their warehouse, and then they distribute that out to different bars, restaurants, and liquor stores.
So I can't, when you say self-distribute, I can go to a distillery and buy
Correct.
a bottle.
Yes.
But you can't like go and give it to a local shop and be like, here.
Right.
I feel like that's just
The same thing, right?
It's fine. Yeah.
I would love to know what
But
the
we have
reasoning
a
is
we have
for
a
that.
distributor that we like and have a close relationship that we've been with since we started. So
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably because to keep the distribution people in check in a business still. Like there's a middleman. Otherwise, I think the best way will be like you guys having your own trucks where you go
Right.
like drop
right.
it off yourself.
It's like, do we pay someone to do that,
exactly and handle
and
all
take
that.
a cut?
Yeah.
Or do we invest in, more people to fulfill that job plus equipment for that job?
And you have to inventory all that
Vehicles.
and see where it goes, where it needs to go. Yeah, yeah.
Still, it would be nice to have that option, right? Like,
Yeah.
decide for yourself instead of
Right.
it's like you have to work with
Instead of-
somebody.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked for you, though.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
But yes, the Bottle Shop and Cocktail Bar is where you can find our whole lineup.
Nice.
Distribution, we don't have everything that we offer at the Bottle Shop and Cocktail Bar. So a little bit different. We just can't keep up with the supply and demand of
Nice.
brown spirits. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay, that's good.
it is a good thing.
Yeah.
We have distributed bourbon.
Okay.
So we just have a limited supply. You can find it at a couple different restaurants
Gotcha.
around town. But,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I think I've seen 8 Day Distillery like local grocery stores that I usually go to, and it's like, okay, this is perfect. I love buying local distillery and beer. Also because my dad only knows like Heineken or Crown Royal and all that stuff. So I love like taking new things to him. Like, here, try this, Dad. Like, there's so
Yeah.
much stuff happening in Indianapolis. Like, you don't have to like just have Crown like Royal, whatever it's
God.
called.
I always, every time I go home, I like bring beer
Yeah.
for my dad, and he's like, "Why are you bringing more wood to the forest?"
Because it's something different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just not.
I guess parents don't. It's like we do a bigger thing, but I guess not. So you guys rotate your menu.
Yes.
How often do you do that, and what is the process? I guess what the process was, and what is the
It's so
process now?
fun when
Is
we
it?
do a new menu. So we have a new menu that'll roll out a week from Thursday.
Okay,
The 25th? Yes, 25th.
one of these days.
Next Thursday. And so this Sunday,
Yeah.
we have what we call a team shakedown.
Okay.
So I basically say, all right, Jen, and I draw a name, and I'm like, Adrian, you
Yeah.
have Jen. So
Yeah.
you have to come to the shakedown with ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So make your own simples. We always have citrus and juice on hand.
Nice.
We have, the simple stuff that we have, or
Yeah.
things that we had on the past menu.
Yeah.
But if you want anything specific, you bring your ingredients. You come with a shaken and a stirred cocktail.
Gotcha.
If you're feeling frisky, which a lot of the girls do, they bring, and you're supposed to bring 2. A lot of times they bring like 4.
Oh,
So we shake everything up. We
Nice.
present it in the glassware
Yeah.
with the garnish, take some photos of it.
Beautiful.
My brother-in-law is a great photographer, so he takes photos for us. And then we taste test them.
oh,
So it's so fun. Matt and I feed the team, and we hang out, and we eat, and we drink, and then we go through the lineup, and you have to come up with a name
okay.
and your ingredient. So you send all of that to me the Friday before we all get together.
Yeah,
I print everything out so that we can take notes.
yeah.
But
Makes
we
sense.
look for like the color. We don't want everything to be
Like same-
yellow.
Yeah.
So we try and like
Wouldn't even think about that, but it makes
differentiate
sense.
it,
Yeah.
and then at the end we go through and we count up our glassware, and we say, okay, we have 6 drinks that are all in rocks glasses. how can we still do this drink but put it in a Nick and Nora or put it in a tiki glass?
Gotcha.
So, but it's really fun.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So
And
how do
everyone's
you?
able to be creative.
Yeah, that's awesome, and also giving them the opportunity to come up with a drink
Right.
that's their creative outlet, like they want
Yep.
to build on it. So when you test drinking, is there something that you're drinking or smelling in between to, you know how like when you have a sushi and you have a ginger to
Right.
cleanse your palate?
No, we just have water and then
Just take the next drink.
usually we just get a shit ton of King Do pizzas.
Yeah,
Love
perfect.
to go.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, like have the carbs to soak up the alcohol. Like,
Right.
all right, let's do all that. That's perfect.
We've done it in years past, and I was like, we need to start eating food when we do this.
Yeah,
We're drinking a lot.
Yes.
that makes sense.
But we also do a mocktail category. So
Okay.
someone brings different mocktails. So we've been incorporating mocktails. I feel like although cocktails are way more popular than mocktails, mocktails are getting more and more popular. So we offer at least 4 mocktails every cocktail menu. We switch out our menu every 9 to 11 weeks.
Okay.
So
Okay. That was
kinda
good.
like
Okay.
winter, spring, summer.
That's beautiful. What is your take on mocktails? That is becoming a big thing now. Considering like it's a mocktail, so it's not it doesn't have alcohol that you guys
Right.
are producing. But again, that's something that people loving it. There's still the cocktails. I guess do you have any take on it, or you're just like it brings people in still regarding?
I don't think it's a big like money maker.
Yeah.
However, I think it's a great way to have everyone inclusive if they're not drinking for health reasons or if they're pregnant or
For sure. Yeah.
they're just trying out Sober October.
Yeah.
It's a way for them to still feel included in an atmosphere that's only around alcohol.
That's true.
So
That's true.
it just gives them an option to not single someone out if they're just drinking like a Sprite or a kombucha.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing, like especially like if in Indianapolis where there's still like not a lot to do, but a lot to do. But I think most of the times we end up going to like breweries or distilleries.
Right.
And if you don't drink, then it's like, I will just have water. Or like we have
Right.
friend who haven't drank for a really long time. It's like, and every time we have a party or something, I have to make sure I was like, I have something else that's not alcoholic. Like I just always forget. Like we had brunch and we did bottomless mimosa. I was like, shoot, I had to get mimosa that is not alcoholic and go from there. But it's good to have places doing that. It's like not everybody can participate from there. No, that's beautiful.
I don't even know like what like non-alcoholic alcohol is, like
Yeah.
have you been considering about making your own?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be gin based.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been doing a lot of research on it, and Gavin, he's one of our head distillers. Him and I are kind of working on that project
Me too.
to hopefully roll something out
sense.
in Q3. Yeah,
Nice.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Nice. That would be awesome.
Yeah, even
think-
doing an NA can.
Yeah.
So we're expanding our canned cocktail line. So we have
Beautiful.
2 that are in the works. One will roll out this year, and then one we'll save for next year. But yeah.
So I feel like mocktails are like a little bit of a craze now. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
people are getting more familiar with the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in 2016 when I moved here, I was trying to find like a non-alcoholic option when I was driving because I don't want to drink and drive. And
She's
it's
very
just,
picky about that.
there's just,
Check.
there was just no options for me, and I was just like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna have this Coke that I never drink because I don't want to just have water.
Yeah.
So that was hard. I'm glad that there are options here now.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask something else, but I forgot it.
I mean,
So
we can jazz up our mocktails so they look like if
Yeah.
someone came in and saw all of us drinking, they wouldn't be able to say, "You're not drinking."
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
I remember what I was gonna ask. So I feel like just like mocktails, like in around 2020, there was like a big craze around seltzers.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
love seltzers.
Is it something that you've been considering about producing as well?
So our canned cocktails, It's not necessarily a seltzer. It's just a canned cocktail. So we do our gin and tonic. We make our own in-house tonic, and we sweeten it with agave. So it's more Chichona bark that's in the tonic. It's the OG, so it's the best. But the other canned cocktail that we have is called the Earl. And funny story about the Earl. Yeah. In 2019, we did a March Madness cocktail bracket. Okay. So at the beginning of March, we started out with 16 cocktails. Gotcha. Every weekend, we took off 2 cocktails by sales. Okay. Yeah. So the Earl won the cocktail bracket. Oh. And it's Earl Grey tea, honey, lemon, and gin. Oh, that sounds wow. And so we can that up, and it's delicious. Awesome. And I feel like when we go to like festivals and offsite events, the Earl typically sells
much quicker. Yeah. Does it also have a caffeine in it?
It does have a little bit from the Earl Grey, but with all of the other ingredients,
it just subdues it. Yeah.
We did a seasonal cocktail with Tinker coffee.
Yeah.
Love Tinker. We use Tinker when we do any coffee or cold brew in our cocktails, but it's Tinker cold brew, our gin, and ginger beer. Okay. And each can has about half a cup of caffeine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Little upper, little downer.
Yeah.
Balance it out.
Yeah, balance it out.
It's perfect for like tailgating season.
Absolutely.
Or like get up and you want to start your ski session on the lake at 9 a.m. Have a little coffee with a little gin.
Really that sounds great. I had no idea like you guys also did the canned like cocktails and all that. Like that's where we should have a meeting when we're having a Sunday. Like we have food and drink.
There you go.
I love it.
Have you considered expanding into also serving food?
That's a whole nother ball game.
Like a whole new permits, right? Like that's a whole thing.
Yes. We as 8th Day would not open a kitchen, but we would entertain the idea if someone like an established
makes sense.
Restaurant or whatever wanted to come in and open a spot within us. Kind of how like Sun King had
the test kitchen,
Margarita, and
Have you seen the Sun King here? They have a test kitchen where they have like 3 day like out rotate the restaurants. Yeah. I love it. I love going there. No, that's actually a good idea. So having a business that's distillery, I'm assuming you guys have to deal with a lot of permits and licensing and all that. Do you outsource that?
No. My husband does all of that.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
So not only do we have to get kind of permission, or anytime we do like a new label, we have to...
Every time we have to do new label?
Oh, yeah. We have to go through the state and go through the feds.
That's crazy.
It's a lot.
Why? Is it because it doesn't have to be same?
Everything has to be regulated. You have to send off samples to like... I mean, you're serving like things that you make.
Yeah. But
it'd be like, a baker has to be licensed, and like you can't just like sell or make stuff in your kitchen and sell it.
Yeah. But I feel like the label, I guess it makes sense. But in my head, it's like if you are you're rotating your menu like 11 weeks, and if you're also rotating the cans, like then you have to have a whole new label.
That takes like...
That's
a different ball game. So our cocktail menu is just like seasonal.
Yeah.
And then anytime we roll out a new product, we have to get label approval, recipe approval, and that can take anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. But it's a whole process that you have to think about the timeline. Like, this is how much long it's going to take. And then it's going to get produced. And then it's going to be distributed. And
we can everything, and we bottle everything and label everything. I mean, we have like a little machine that helps us do it. But all by hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So what is the longest you've had any of your spirits aged in a barrel for?
We still have some in a barrel.
Oh, wow.
So we started out barreling our bourbon in 30 gallons. It takes less time to age in a smaller barrel. Now everything is in 53-gallon barrels. So we still have a few things. We do have a pineapple rum that I'm really excited about. Love pineapples.
Oh, look. You have a pineapple tattoo. I love it.
And that has been in there since 2019. 18 or 19.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
I need to
I
know
know.
when that happens.
Yeah.
we keep talking about it, and it's been a while since we've sampled. So
So you have to sample it just to see when it's kind of done.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow.
Typically, we like all of our bourbon is aged in between 3 and 4 years that
Gotcha.
we're pulling now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. I had no idea the smaller barrels age quicker. Like
Yeah.
that's
That makes sense. Yeah.
does it? I guess it makes sense.
It's like,
It's less
Like
surface.
unless,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. Yeah.
That's
In my
where it
head,
gets all
it's
of its coloring from. the
yeah.
barrel.
That's
There's
yeah.
different char levels inside barrels. So it's like,
It's a whole
that's what my husband's
Science.
like. Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to geek out?
yeah. I'm glad he's not here because I don't think I would be able to geek out that. I could, but I will get too much in like deep levels. Like, oh yeah, I think I'm out of this.
Our production crew is awesome. There's 3 distillers, and then there's 2 other that like bottle and pull samples and like package and
Wow.
ship stuff in and out, and we're constantly getting new barrels to fill and then shipping out barrels or
Yeah.
bottles and boxes. So
That's crazy.
is there
I
like
love it.
a barrel exchange program? Where you can just like, because I thought it would be interesting to
Like the other businesses,
Yeah.
like, here, take this. Let us try your
there's
barrel.
a hint of this now with this.
we do like a barrel share program that's like you can come in and essentially like pick or buy a barrel.
Yeah.
And what we do is at 6 months you get a bottle, at year you get a bottle, at 2 year you get a bottle, at the end of 4 years you get a case.
Okay.
So like from 6 months to year 4 you have a bottle.
Gotcha. Oh wow.
And then so we have like my husband's all of his high school buddies.
Yeah.
They went in and like bought a barrel together.
Yeah.
And so it's just neat because, they're all childhood friends
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
all
yeah.
have like the same bottle that they can talk
share.
and geek
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That's
Nice.
wow. I did not know that existed. That's
Yeah.
an awesome program. Yeah, that's great. So you've been entrepreneur. I'm assuming everybody who's entrepreneur don't grow up to be like, I'm gonna own a business, and then we end up doing it. It was like, why did we do this? And now we're here. What's the hardest part have been for you to be like entrepreneur who's own their business and not only own it, employ people that you are responsible of? Like
That's
how
been hard.
Yeah,
Just
I bet.
period in
Yeah.
general. I don't know. Neither one of us went to school to like manage people or do like all of the books. And there's so many factors and things that go into a business where you're literally like, okay, today I was the janitor and I made the schedule for all the girls and I went grocery shopping for the bar and I ordered other things for this, and we're needing to like delegate and have other people do those things so that we can take a step back and actually work on the business instead of being so far in the business. But it's so hard to like let it go when it's been your baby for so long.
I bet. Yeah. I think that's been the hardest part here as well, because we've been in business for about 80 years, starting a part-time where we wore all the hats, and then slowly it was like, okay, now this person can do it. But sometimes it's just easier, like, I'm gonna not take a step back and look at it overall. I'm just gonna go pick this up from Kroger. Like, it's just easier. It's a task done. I just have to drive and get in. I'm like, no, there's a bigger thing.
We've slowly been delegating more and more.
Yeah.
And I think our team appreciates that to like, oh, they have the confidence in me to actually like do
True.
all of this and get this done. And now Matt's like, the guys in the back don't even need me. I'm like, babe, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good.
It is, yeah, it's good, but I can totally see it. We're like, oh, I used to do this all the time, and then I do
I'm like,
trust
there are
them.
100 other things that you could do or need to do.
Yeah, no.
Always.
But they're not fun things. So
I think delegation is always the hard part. People don't talk about it. It's like delegating things. It's difficult because you have to trust somebody, and you trust, and you have to show them and trust them like they will do the way you want to do, and trust that it will change the way they do it because it works for them and it works better because I may not have looked at it differently, and it's like, and it's fine.
Right.
Like, I'm fine with this the way it has changed. But yeah, what's your favorite part of being an entrepreneur?
Oh, meeting all of the cool people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially you being extrovert, you're just like,
Yeah.
hanging out with people.
We have a local artist that comes in every quarter that we house. They just hang up their stuff, whatever sells. They like
go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just creating, like, having a community and the people that we've met and the friendships that we have is just like, or just talking with someone and it's like, hey, you should meet so and so, and then like finding out how small of a world it really is.
For sure. Indianapolis, especially. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like going out, like we went to dinner with my brother and sister-in-law and they were like, hey, you guys own 8th Day. And my brother-in-law was teasing. He was like, you're getting recognized. I'm like, they come in all the time.
Yeah. Like, you better recognize me outside of the bar. No,
but
sense.
it's humbling too.
Yeah. I bet. Especially doing it for so many years. It's like, yes, being recognized for something that you are doing. It's like, yep, that's always, I'm pretty sure, like, I was also prideful. It's like, yeah, like, our baby, they just really, like, people know about it, people come in, and all that stuff. But yeah, no, that's cute. That's awesome. Oh, sorry, I thought you had something, but yeah. So doing this, so how have you personally grown from it? Like, I'm assuming you're a very different person you were before to compare to you are now.
Time management.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. It's such a blessing and a curse working with your significant other.
Oh, I bet.
But trying to, like, I feel like just self-reflecting, him and I are doing a lot of self-reflect right now. Trying to differentiate, like, okay, this is our home, this is our work. How do we find that sweet spot in the middle? Yeah. But still keep each other accountable.
Makes sense. Do you find time where you just have to...
I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah, her and Chris, they're married, so they come in together, work together, and leave together.
Yeah. And then we have another business together.
Yeah.
2 of them.
So see each other often. Yeah.
We have business meetings in the bedroom.
Have to find time. So how do you find a time where, like, I'm assuming everybody needs, like, their own time when you guys are not working together, and also you have a 2-year-old that you're raising together. Like, what do you guys do to make sure, like, I'm gonna unwind and just be, like, in my own space? Do you have a routine that you follow or recommend people
I'm
to
a
do?
night owl, and
he
is not. So it works out very lovely.
That's good.
Because he wakes up early in the morning.
Yeah.
And he has his coffee time. A lot of times he doesn't do things for himself. He may go on a run. But a lot of times he's on his computer and, like, researching or doing computer work or whatever he needs to do.
Like,
but he's in his element.
Yeah.
And then when I wind down, I, like, put my daughter to bed. He goes to bed. We have a little time together. And then he goes to bed. And then I pick up house, pack lunches. And then I either sit and read or... binge on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, binging Netflix is perfect.
Yeah.
It's great.
So that's, like, our time. My sister and brother-in-law and niece are in town. So last night I got a little sister and me time, and it was lovely.
Nice.
Got some mani-pedis and grabbed dinner, and
nice.
It was nice.
What do you guys do? Like, when you're not seeing each other 24/7?
Well, now that we have, so we, apart from having the Normies, and, you know, it being a business that we all own, we have a sauna bus called Sauna Social.
Shut up, that's you guys.
Oh, yeah. You must have seen it at Amelia Park.
Oh my gosh, it's parked outside of Fulling. It was parked on Nass Ave this weekend. It was at Stomping Ground. Oh yeah.
We go around. Yeah. So that's been a thing now that kind of, like, it splits our time, because we don't have, only one person has to be there at a time. Yeah. So, I mean, I get my alone time.
Oh,
whatever.
Good, yeah.
Chris
that
is
makes
on
sense.
the bus, and then, you know,
vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa. But I feel like I identify more with your husband. Because I like to, I used to, I don't know what happened to me, but I used to be like a very morning person, and I would just wake up early and I would be very productive, like just like productive in a way that would like be fulfilling for me, not work, but doing something for myself. And now I'm just like, I just need sleep. I guess I have too much to do. So but yeah, my husband has a sleeping disorder, so he actually doesn't sleep, and I feel like that's how he lives his life.
Same with my husband.
Oh, great! There must be something going on.
He just listens to podcasts. I'm like, can you get any more dorky?
I love podcasts.
Hey, if you make you fall asleep, then go for it. Like whatever works.
I don't know if they do. I think it just like sets his mind at ease. Instead of laying there thinking, I should be asleep. Why am I not asleep?
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then you're like, I'm doing something productive. And it's like, if I fall asleep, great.
There's been times he can't sleep. He gets up at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my
and
God,
he's
that's crazy.
at the distillery. I'm like,
I can't identify to that. I will fall asleep here if given a chance.
Yeah,
like,
same.
And like telling me, I'll close my eyes.
This is soft. I could like.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
I love listening to podcasts or like audiobooks when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it just makes me like think about something that like I don't usually think about.
Makes sense.
And it kind of like
turns your brain off without turning your brain off.
Yes. It like really puts me to bed,
Yeah.
And then my earplugs just fall out.
I love it. That's
both of our parents are in town, so it's awesome. They my in-laws take our daughter.
Oh, nice.
And my niece, they have sleepovers once a month.
Oh, good.
So we get a date night out.
Yeah.
Aww.
I think that's helpful.
That's
like especially like how expensive childcare is. It's like having your parents and in-laws. It's like, yes, please.
We're very, very blessed.
Yeah, it's like and they get to see their grandparents. It's like it's 2 person 1 stone. Like, yeah, let's go it.
Yep.
No, that's perfect. So running your business, however like long you have, what is something that you learn you will not compromise on, whatever the circumstances may come through? You mentioned like quality over quantity. It's like
I think that would be our big thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to buy bourbon from
someone else
and put our label on it. We actually want to. We're an artisan distillery. So by definition, I mean, we craft and make and create a product that we want to be proud of and that we want to actually say that it's ours and 100% ours.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know what went into it. It's like
exactly.
If a question came up, you know exactly what it is.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So crafting and creating a product from a raw material into a bottle for you to enjoy at home with friends. Like that's
for sure. For sure. I know we're gonna be wrapping up here soon. Where you said that you're looking into mocktails and all that stuff. So where do you see 8 Day Distillery in like 5 years or long term? Do you want to open up other branches, expand to another city?
That's like the number one question.
Yeah.
That people ask, they're like, can you please open a place in Barkersville? Or
Yeah.
can you open a place on the north side? I'm like, we gotta run the space that we have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like you need more people. It's like it's just too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all the problems that we have are good problems to have as a small business. It's just finding a 9th day in the week to get things done. But in the next 5 years, we would love to expand our spirit lineup, our can lineup. We would love to have an event space where we host smaller weddings, or just whatever you would like it to be, to tailor to that.
Yeah.
We'd love to have another location, and maybe if that's just a partnership with another place that's already established that we kind of shake hands on and open a pizza place / distillery wherever. But
do you have a location in mind, or is it gonna be just a matter of what comes through or go from there?
Whatever happens. There's nothing like in the works, but
keeping your options open.
Right.
That makes sense. And are you both from Indianapolis? Is that why you started 8? Okay.
We are high school sweethearts.
Oh, cute. I love it.
We've been together. It'll be 21 years this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the business is keeping you together after pandemic, then yeah, like I feel like working together is the one big thing. Is like, how do we work with each other? Because work ethic is a whole different thing.
We make it work, and we have an amazing team. So
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
And I love that you keep like your employees included even like in like crafting those cocktails and like deciding like the decision making process of like what actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
We
because
wanna
it
have
probably
everyone
makes them feel
have an input.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it makes them feel included in like the identity of the company itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's
Which
a
is
creative
huge.
outlet for
Yeah.
them too. Like I said earlier, like most of them have 9-to-5 jobs. So
Yeah.
this is their way to kind of express their creativity.
Yeah.
Love it.
No. I'm just
We're
gonna
we're a little
message
family.
Spencer.
Yeah. Well, I hope that inspired you guys to visit your local distillery and support them because they are awesome people.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank
No.
you so much for having me. We would love anyone and everyone to come down. So if you Google 8th Day Distillery, the whole entire, so we talked about CCIC, which stands for Circle City Industrial Complex. That building is the same address. We all have different suite numbers.
Oh,
Yes.
gotcha.
So we are right off Brookside. It's street access, suite D06.
D06. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They used to have a Winters Farmer Market there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
I do miss this Winters
I
Farmers
do miss-
Market. Yeah.
Well, I just selfishly miss it because I
Right
could
there.
roll out of bed and literally roll there.
Great. Yeah. Now I can't find like summer market. And like last year, I couldn't find where it was. It's like I couldn't like where
Garfield Park Farmers Market.
Oh, okay, that's where it is.
And there's so many like businesses around 8th Day, especially like women-owned businesses
Yeah.
to go visit, and as well as at like Garfield Farmers Market too.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I feel like there's little pockets in Indianapolis where you can like plan your whole day around visiting. Like in CCIC, there's so much to do.
Well, just over on the Near East Side.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And it's like all walkable distance from each other. It's very walkable area
Oh,
where like you're not crossing like a major intersection on foot or anything like that. It's like it's a very nice area.
I think that's like I don't know about the other cities, but I think a lot of cities have those pockets where you can start like the side door bagel, like get a bagel and
yeah.
walk and have a class at somewhere like the glass blowing, and then like go get a drink and then like have a pizza. Like it's just you don't need to visit a whole different city or state. You can make a whole day out of your own city.
yeah.
Just find a pocket.
There's very rare occasions where we cross over the like we say that the interstate where 65 and 70 split, like that's our cutoff. We just like hang out in our own little pocket.
Yeah.
And we,
Like this is it. Like
Hey,
we
you
walk
got everything
around.
you need there.
They-
yeah,
absolutely.
we can have dinner and coffee and drinks and
Yeah. Beautiful.
I know.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming, Jamie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, this was exciting. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, sadly, Twitch is still down, but we'll be back up in a few days. So you will find the podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. So all the audios will be going up there. And now Spencer is going to help us roll out from here.
Get ready
We can rate. I was
'Cause
gonna
it's
say we
about
can rate, but we
time.
can't rate anybody.
I love
For you to speak your mind.
Yeah, I was going to announce that we'll be
Girls Club.
Bye. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Girls Club. Super secret Girls Club.